Hi everyone, in our third video now we're gonna create functions. So this will help us to have a shorter or less line of code in our main code. So a function, you can read on the internet how to use functions. So right now I'm gonna explain you a little fast. So in this case we're gonna make it public or we can make it static void is mean for the function or method. Then let's name means sum, and then we need two inputs. So one input is number one and the second input number two. Then we need open and break, open and close break. And then okay, so this static, it cannot be void, it should return a value. So now our function is gonna be a return value enter and return, and we need to return something. So let's go results. Then this is great result. You may know or you don't know, maybe probably, is that your variables have two types for private variables and global variables. So every variable you has inside your function is a local variable. So it means that it's only created in this function and it's only gonna be used in this function. So you have to be careful about this. So result equal to num1 plus num2, and we need to return result. So now you can see at the beginning I created as a void, it was a function, but now we need to create as an integer because we're gonna return a value. So how it works, we have our input. So if we want to call it from the main one, we need to give it these two inputs. In this sample, I create the same name, but we can change the name because as I mentioned, this is a local variables only for the function. So let's put number one just to give it sample, number one, and number two, number one. And you can see here it give you an error because this variable doesn't belong to any declaration we have done in this function. Even though it's created here in the main, it's not used here because it's reading for these two inputs that we are giving here. So number two, also you can see that Visual Studio C Sharp 2019 give you some hints if you pay attention to the colors. For example, if I use this one become white, it means it's not declared, and this one become a little blue like shadow, meaning that you are not using it. Okay, as soon as you use it, it changes to like a cyan or blue to green, I don't know. Okay, now let's call it from the main. So from the main, we need to call sum, and we need to give two inputs, number one and number two, and they have to be the same type of variable. So these are integers and also these are integers, and this one, it will return another value. And what type of variable? Integer, as you can see here. So let's give this result to sum, and then put result here, and let's start. So I will put a break here so you can see how it works. So breaking point, you just click here, and when you are playing, it will stop there, and then we can continue seeing how it works step by step. So 23 plus 22, it would be 45. So now it's stop here. We can see if you put the arrow on top of the number, you can see the variable number 23, 22. You put in the sum, and then go here, step into, you will go inside the function. So now the function have number 1, 23, that is the same number 1 here, number 2. Also, you can use this watch here on the button. You can right click, add to the watch, and you can see also how it's changing. So let's continue. Now result 45. Now it will return a value, and this result will become 45. So now we print this one, and we can see here this result is 45. So now we have to use a function, and we can create functions for everything. For example, we can create a function that doesn't have any input. Now we need to call it void, and we can say print. Let's call it print test, and then this print test, or let's call it print final. Print final, yeah, let's call it print final. Print final. And what is gonna print is console, right, and we're going to print the operation is finished, and then we can call it here print final. Now we open parentheses and close, and we don't give any input because there is no input here, and it will print what we write down there. See here, so we have used functions to make our code a little more attractive or more professional. So look, let's run this one just to see. Okay, 12, 12, 24. The operation is finished. So this is okay. Now another improvement. We can put here a for or a while, infinite while. We take this here, let's put it down here, and usually we like to put this after to know that is inside this while. So when is break, we don't want this one here, but we can add something here to the customer. Press 1 to finish, press 1 to continue. So we need to read now. If we can create one if. And we read this, we create another variable inside our while. uh, let's put c as a continue equal to, so we know we need to convert it an integer. Now let's read from console. Is c equal to 1? So no, let's, this c is equal to 0. Break. I think we can use this. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it will be in this loop always. So let's try and see how it works. So please write the first number. This is the first time it's enter. 1, second one done, then 2. Press 0 to finish, 1 to continue. So let's press 1. Now ask me again for the first number. And now result 176. And let's write 0. And it breaks. It's finished. Oh, we can add this also here before it breaks. And all depends on what you want to do. So in this case, I just wanted to make it like this. So this is all for today. Today we try functions, we try conditionals. So this conditional is checking for something that is equal, but we can use a boolean, variable if we want, but let's keep it like this way now. Now we have this while that is doing a loop infinite because it's always true. So to get it down, we use this break. So when it breaks is when this variable c is equal to 0 and to 1. It continues. So later on we will do more if, and I will explain a little more, and we can try another loop, that is the for loop. That's all for today. If you like it, give a like, share it. See you.